Have you ever wondered why up to 70% of people who obsess over eating healthy still feel sluggish, bloated, and low on energy? What if I told you that a few simple shifts rooted in science could flip your health from meh to amazing in weeks? We're talking about measurable changes, slashing your fasting insulin by 30%, dialing down systemic inflammation markers like CRP so you feel sharper, and unlocking deeper, more satisfying hunger cues that actually torch fat. Curious? Today I'm revealing my top 10 tips of all time to be super healthy. But before we dive in, let me know in the comments below where you're watching from. I'd love to say hello. Now let's get started. Number 1, eat only when you're truly hungry. Let's kick things off with arguably the simplest yet most powerful habit. Eat only when you're actually hungry. I know that sounds almost laughably obvious, but hear me out. For years, I treated food like background noise, like I had to be chewing something to feel normal. I'd polish off dinner, then wander into the kitchen just for a snack, even though my stomach felt perfectly fine. Over time, that constant nibbling kept my insulin levels perpetually elevated, messing with my body's natural fat-burning mode and leaving me cranky when I tried to skip a meal. Here's the real science. When you wait until genuine hunger strikes, your body has already lowered insulin enough to start tapping into stored energy. Your ghrelin, the hunger hormone, spikes, digestive juices gear up, and you're physiologically primed to break down what you eat for fuel. If you eat when you're not hungry, purely out of habit or boredom, you never give insulin a chance to drop, and your cells become less sensitive to it over time. That means more stubborn fat, less energy, and a roller coaster of blood sugar crashes and cravings. So how do you get in tune with real hunger? First, pause before grabbing anything. Rate your hunger on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is starving and 10 is stuffed. Aim to eat when you're around a 3 or 4, not at a 7 or 8 where you're already overeating in one go. Second, distract yourself for 10 minutes if you're unsure. Take a short walk, drink a glass of water, or chat with a friend. Genuine hunger won't disappear. Mindless munching often will. Third, practice mindful chewing. Put your fork down between bites and savor textures and flavors. That simple ritual slows you down, giving your brain time to register fullness. In the first week of tuning in, you might feel a little off as your body recalibrates. Stick with it. By week 2, you'll notice more stable energy, less bloating, and a surprising boost in mood. Eating this way isn't about deprivation. It's about respecting your body's built-in wisdom and unlocking better metabolism, clearer thinking, and genuinely satisfying meals. Number 2, drink only when you're thirsty. We've all been sold the 8 glasses a day mantra, but that cookie-cutter advice ignores individual differences. Your hydration needs depend on your activity level, climate, sweat rate, and even your electrolyte balance. When you gulp down water all day just because you risk diluting key minerals like sodium and potassium in your bloodstream, that dilution paradoxically signals your cells to conserve water, leaving you feeling more dehydrated, and can even throw off your nerve and muscle function. Instead, learn to scan for true thirst signals. That light, parched feeling in your mouth and throat, that's your brain telling you your blood's osmolality has crept up and it's time to rehydrate. When you sip until that feeling eases, then pause, you maintain optimal electrolyte ratios, support nerve transmission, and fuel cellular reactions without overload. A quick check, aim for pale straw-colored urine. Crystal clear can mean you're overhydrating, dark yellow means you need more fluids. Some hacks to supercharge this habit. Add a pinch of unrefined sea salt or Himalayan salt to your water, just 1/4 teaspoon per liter, to replace lost sodium and support adrenal function. You can also try lightly carbonated mineral water. That effervescence stimulates mechanoreceptors in your gut, speeding up fluid absorption. Personally, I found that swapping plain water for tea-infused water transformed my hydration game. Herbal teas like hibiscus, nettle, or mint offer phytonutrients and trace minerals that further nourish cells. If you struggle to sense thirst, set mindful checkpoints. Before each meal, take 2 deliberate sips and assess whether you still feel that dry tickle. Over time, your body relearns its own cues. You won't need a rigid schedule or app reminders. Balanced hydration fuels digestion, cushions your joints, regulates body temperature, and even sharpens mental focus. So next time you reach for your water bottle, ask yourself, am I thirsty? You might just find that listening to your body trumps any generic guideline. Number 3, structure your hydration for maximum benefit. Not all water is created equal, and small tweaks can make a big difference in how well you absorb and retain fluids. I used to chug plain water because water is water, but then I discovered that lightly carbonated mineral water actually quenches faster. That fizz stimulates stretch receptors in the stomach, signaling your brain more quickly that you're hydrated. Similarly, adding a tea bag, think chamomile, rooibos, or even green tea, infuses antioxidants and polyphenols into every sip, supporting your body's detox pathways. Here's a simple ritual. Fill a clear glass jar or pitcher with filtered water, drop in 2 to 3 of your favorite decaf tea bags, and let it steep in direct sunlight for 1 to 2 hours. You're not just brewing tea, you're creating structured water. Research suggests that infrared rays from the sun help reorganize water molecules into clusters that cells can uptake more readily. While structured water remains a hot topic in hydration science, many people, including myself, report smoother digestion, fewer headaches, and crisper skin. If sunlight isn't an option, simply chilling your tea-infused water in the fridge still gives you that extra phytonutrient boost without added sugar or caffeine jitters. I keep a 1-gallon jar in my fridge and refill throughout the day, making sure I always have a flavorful, nutrient-packed option at hand. For those who prefer warm drinks, a mug of golden turmeric latte serves both hydration and anti-inflammatory benefits in cooler weather. Another pro tip, drink room temperature water rather than ice cold. Cold water can constrict blood vessels in your stomach lining, slowing absorption. Room temp or slightly cool water glides right through, replenishing your blood volume and lymphatic fluid more efficiently. Try making this part of your morning ritual. You'll feel more energetic, experience fewer muscle cramps, and enjoy the added bonus of subtle health compounds from your chosen tea. Number 4, experiment to find your ideal diet. Nutrition isn't one size fits all. I spent years chasing the perfect diet, keto, paleo, plant-based, only to feel stuck and confused. The real breakthrough came when I started self-experimentation. Think of your body as a living lab. Pick 2 contrasting diets, commit to each for 2 weeks, and track how you feel. Energy levels, sleep quality, mood swings, even digestive comfort. Start simple. First trial, eat predominantly whole food carbs like sweet potatoes, rice, fruits, with moderate protein and healthy fats. Second trial, shift to a lower carb, higher fat approach, avocado, olive oil, grass-fed meat. Keep protein consistent so you can isolate carbs versus fats. Every day, jot down, on a scale of 1 to 10, how energized do I feel at 3 p.m., or rate my sleep quality from 1 to 10. You can even use a basic glucometer to monitor pre- and post-meal blood sugars. Within a fortnight, the data tells a story. Maybe the higher fat phase levels out midday slumps, or perhaps the carb phase gives you better workouts. This isn't about labels or dogma, it's about personalized data. You might discover that intermittent carb ups around workouts maximize performance, or that plant-based proteins sit easier on your gut. The point is to listen to your biomarkers and subjective feedback rather than headlines. Document your findings, what foods rev you up, which ones bog you down, and where you notice inflammation or digestive distress. Once you identify your sweet spot, you'll have a sustainable, evidence-backed eating framework tailor-made for your lifestyle. No guesswork, no extremes, just clarity. And over time, as your goals change, training for a race, managing stress, shifting body composition, you can repeat this process to refine your approach. That's how you stay adaptable and truly aligned with your body's unique needs. Number 5, practice intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, isn't about starving yourself, It's about syncing with your evolutionary biology. Our ancestors didn't have food on demand, so our metabolic machinery learned to thrive on feast and fast cycles. By condensing your eating window, say to 8 hours, you trigger autophagy, the body's cellular recycling program. Autophagy clears out damaged proteins and dysfunctional mitochondria, reduces inflammation, and even bolsters immune surveillance. Getting started is easier than you think. Begin with a 12-hour overnight fast. Finish dinner by 7 p.m., then don't eat until 7 a.m. After a week, extend it to 14 hours by delaying breakfast to 9 a.m. Eventually work up to a 16-8 fast, 16 hours without calories, 8-hour eating window. Many find that skipping breakfast and having a solid lunch and dinner feels natural once the body adapts. During fasting, you can have water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea to curb hunger. The benefits stack quickly: improved insulin sensitivity, more stable energy, and enhanced mental clarity. Growth hormone surges during fasting, preserving lean muscle and aiding fat loss. You might notice fewer afternoon energy crashes, less brain fog, and easier digestion. For women, consider a gentler approach. Start with 12-12 or 14-10 windows, since overly prolonged fasts can sometimes disrupt hormones. If you're an athlete or have demanding workouts, time a small protein or carb-rich meal around training. But for general health, fasting primes your body to burn fat efficiently rather than glucose on standby. Over months, IF can lower blood pressure, improve lipid profiles, and support longevity pathways linked to sirtuin activation. The key is consistency. Make fasting part of your weekly rhythm, not a one-off diet hack. You'll tap into your body's innate resilience and feel the difference every single day. Number 6, eliminate snacking between meals. Snacking seems harmless, just a handful of chips here, a piece of candy there. But those tiny bites trigger insulin surges every time. Insulin is your body's main storage hormone. When it spikes, fat burning halts, and glucose gets stored rather than used. Grazing all day long keeps insulin chronically elevated, increasing insulin resistance risk and making weight management a struggle. Instead, commit to 3 solid meals with no in-between bites. If you feel peckish, pause and ask, am I actually hungry, or am I bored, stressed, or thirsty? Try a 2-minute distraction. Stretch, breathe deeply, or sip on your structured hydration. True hunger will persist. Mindless cravings usually fade. Over about a week, your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, recalibrate. You'll find meal satisfaction deepens, cravings diminish, and that infamous 3 p.m. slump becomes a relic of the past. To succeed, build each meal around protein, healthy fats, and fibrous vegetables. Protein keeps you full for hours, fats slow digestion, fiber feeds your gut microbes and provides bulk. For example, breakfast could be scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado, lunch, a chicken salad with olive oil, dinner, salmon with roasted veggies. These combos yield a stable blood sugar ride, so you're less tempted to snack. Eliminating grazing also gives your digestive system necessary downtime. That fasting window between meals deepens autophagy and gut repair. You'll notice less bloating, improved bowel regularity, and a calmer gut overall. Plus, you train your mind to respect hunger cues, not emotional triggers. Over time, this small shift, saying no to random snacks, can slash daily caloric intake by hundreds of calories and redefine your relationship with food. Number 7, limit your carbohydrate intake. Carbs aren't villains, but they're extremely potent fuels. When you consume high-carb meals, especially refined starches like maltodextrin, dextrose, or white flour, they break down rapidly into glucose, igniting sharp insulin spikes. To keep blood sugar stable and your body burning fat efficiently, aim to stay under 30 grams of total carbs per day as a baseline. That encourages gluconeogenesis, your liver's creation of glucose from protein, and shifts your cells to rely on fats and ketones for fuel. Reading labels becomes crucial. Don't just look at sugars. but also total carbohydrates, which includes hidden starches. Ingredients like modified starch, maltodextrin, and even wheat fiber can nudge your carb count higher than you expect. Stick to non-starchy vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, and moderate amounts of berries if you want a sweet fix. Protein sources like meat, fish, and eggs have virtually zero carbs, while healthy fats from olive oil, avocado, nuts, and seeds help you feel satiated. Why keep carbs low? Lower carb intake reduces circulating insulin, lessening systemic inflammation and oxidative stress. It improves HDL to triglyceride ratios, lowers blood pressure, and promotes visceral fat loss. Many people report clearer skin, reduced joint aches, and enhanced mental focus. Physically, lower carbs can stabilize energy, preventing that mid-afternoon crash that tempts us towards sugary snacks. If strict low-carb feels too restrictive, adopt a cyclical approach. Lower carbs on non-training days, then incorporate targeted carbs around intense workouts or social meals. This flexible framework preserves performance while reaping metabolic benefits. By mastering your carb intake, you reclaim control over hunger hormones. Number 8, monitor key biomarkers, fasting insulin and vitamin D. Blindly guessing your metabolic health is like driving with your eyes closed. 2 simple blood tests, fasting insulin and 25-OH vitamin D, offer early warning signs and actionable insights. Most doctors focus on fasting glucose, but insulin resistance develops long before blood sugar creeps upward. An optimal fasting insulin sits around 2 to 5 UIU/ml. Anything above 10 UIU/ml signals rising resistance. Catching that early empowers you to adjust diet, exercise, and sleep patterns before prediabetes becomes diabetes. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, influences over 10% of our genome, regulating immune function, inflammation, and even mood. Aim for blood levels between 50 to 80 nU/ml. Many require 10,000, 20,000 IU of D3 daily, especially if they have darker skin, live at higher latitudes, or struggle with chronic illness. Pair it with magnesium, 300 to 400 milligrams daily, so your body can convert D3 into its active form and regulate calcium properly, preventing muscle cramps and soft tissue calcification. Getting these tests is straightforward. Ask your physician or order an at-home kit. Once you have the numbers, you can fine-tune your supplementation and lifestyle. Watching fasting insulin drop and vitamin D climb provides concrete motivation rather than vague goals like eat healthier. You'll see real changes in lab results, translating to better energy, mood, and resilience against illness. Number 9, optimize mineral intake, magnesium, potassium, and trace elements. We often focus on macros, protein, carbs, fat, but overlook minerals, which are the unsung heroes of countless biochemical reactions. Magnesium alone participates in over 300 enzyme pathways. It activates vitamin D, maintains healthy nerve conduction, regulates muscle contraction, and supports ATP production in mitochondria. Aim for at least 400 to 600 milligrams of magnesium daily through foods like spinach, almonds, and pumpkin seeds, or consider a high-quality glycinate or citrate supplement for better absorption. Potassium is equally vital. You need about 4,700 milligrams a day to support fluid balance, nerve signals, and muscle function. As a physiological tranquilizer, potassium calms your nervous system, helps lower blood pressure, and promotes steady energy. You'll find it in abundance in avocados, leafy greens, salmon, and mushrooms. Many of us fall short, leading to muscle cramps, fatigue, and elevated blood pressure. Beyond these, trace minerals, zinc, selenium, iodine, manganese, play pivotal roles in thyroid health, antioxidant defense, and hormone synthesis. Modern agriculture depletes soils, stripping produce of these micronutrients. A broad-spectrum trace mineral supplement or a pinch of fulvic acid in your water can help restore balance. When your mineral status is optimized, you'll notice fewer cramps, steadier moods, improved sleep, and greater overall vitality. Integrate mineral-rich foods daily. and if needed, back them up with targeted supplementation. Your body and cells will thank you. Number 10, invest in high-quality supplements and clean water. Finally, let's talk about supplement quality and what you drink. Many mass-market multivitamins rely on cheap synthetic ingredients, ascorbic acid from cornstarch, cyanocobalamin for B12, that your body struggles to use. Instead, look for methylated B vitamins, whole food vitamin C, chelated minerals, and vitamin K2. These forms mimic nature more closely and absorb far better. For iron, unless you're menstruating heavily or losing blood, skip the ferrous sulfate tablets that often cause gastrointestinal upset. If you need extra iron, choose heme iron from grass-fed beef liver capsules or a well-formulated food-based iron supplement. Always pair iron with vitamin C and avoid taking it with calcium or high-dose magnesium at the same time to ensure optimal uptake. Clean water is non-negotiable. Tap water can contain chlorine byproducts, pharmaceutical residues, and PFAS chemicals. A reverse osmosis system with a remineralizing filter removes toxins and restores beneficial minerals. Filtered water ensures every sip hydrates effectively and supports detoxification pathways. By combining premium supplements with pure, mineral-balanced water, you create a foundation for vibrant health. Every nutrient, from vitamin D to zinc, works synergistically. And when your body gets the clean building blocks it needs, you'll experience clearer thinking, stronger immunity, and lasting energy. Thanks for sticking around through all 10 game-changing health hacks. If you picked up even one tip that you're excited to try, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And hey, share your favorite takeaway in the comments and of course where you're tuning in from so we can keep this conversation rolling. And as always, keep bowling. Peace.